Welcome. I am so happy to have you all here today with me. And if you're new, welcome, welcome. Yes, I am going to talk to you today about dreaming big and why it's important to dream big and why half the time it never happens and you're sitting there in a rut going, what the heck is going on? So no matter how you're joining us, we have so many outlets, 90, and you might even be seeing me live on Facebook or YouTube. I am so grateful for you because you are a piece of love and you have to remember that each and every day. People ask me all the time, why should I dream big? I've been dreaming big forever and it is not happening. I'm praying, I'm asking, and nothing is happening. What is going on? You know, so often when we start to have our dreams and our visions, I'm going to tell you what happens. I'm going to tell you why they get disconnected. Been there, done it, experienced it, and learned how to get around it. When you start to have these dreams and these visions, one, you think and you start to think, and we all do it, it's normal, that your thought, your process is the process. And then you look and you forget to look for signs or you forget to ask. And like, I've been having this vision in my head and it's not happening. Well, it's not happening because look at your environment, look at your surroundings, look what's going on. And you're waiting and waiting to say, okay, when this happens, then I'm going to dream big. When this happens, then I can do something. It doesn't work that way. Because here's the thing, the God consciousness, God is within you, all around you. You're already here. It's already got there. And the other thing that people forget is God has a better plan than you and I could ever figure out. And however you call it, universe, divine, I call it God. So that's just the way it's going to be. But you know what, for me, because you can bleep in your own word. But I'll tell you, when I learned this, that if I don't get my butt out of bed every day and do something different, and I keep looking at the past and keep going, well, that didn't happen and that didn't happen, it's not going to happen. And the other thing I learned, I want to give you an example. And then I want to, because I want to shift some of this for you guys. Yes, you can call in today, 1-800-930-2819. Let's have a conversation and get you moving and shifting. Because there's no sense living in the past because we are in the world right now where chaos is going to erupt and you don't want to be stuck in it. You want to be on your path of dreams and making them come true. So somebody said to me, and I'm going to use this whole example, she goes, I want to go to this retreat that you're doing. So we're doing a retreat in the Dominican. She goes, but I know if I go, I'm with these people and I'm going to get aligned and I love it and it's shifting and it's vibe. My friend told me, listen what I'm saying. My friend told me, oh, I don't know if you want to go there because I read and I don't think it's as high vibe. And so I think you need to look at going here, here, and here. The friend, here's what's happening. So the friend now kibosh what she was so excited about because she's like, I don't get it. Well, one, you can get high vibe, guys. I'm so on a garbage dump. Whether you are connected to what holy being or the Christ consciousness, it doesn't matter. You can go sit on a garbage dump. That's high vibe. High vibe is not a location in the world. High vibe is how do you connect every day to the God consciousness? How are you connecting, receiving the signs? So by her projecting her high vibe, it made the woman go, oh, I don't know if it's not high vibe because she's not secure and confident in her own space. So when you're not secure and confident in your decisions, you start looking for approval. You start looking and you will get every answer. I stopped that because I used to do that. And when I stopped doing that, and it was like when I left corporate and I had to make a decision, I could have said, oh my God, I have these kids and I got to feed them. I was like, what is my dream? My dream is to work with souls, connecting to the God consciousness, seeing miracles, which I see every day in my community's world. I see miracles and blessings and instant healings and financial miracles. Why? Because I expect it and I see it. But when I shifted, I had the doubts, I had the fears, but I knew something because I had a business when I was in my 20s. And when I was in my 20s, I'd always ask people, what do you think? How do you feel? I wasn't confident. I was the least confident person on the planet. I was so insecure. Getting out of bed was a chore because if you know my story, I was still very, very sick then. So I was not confident. I was like, oh my God, what if they judge me? Oh, what if I'm not wearing the right thing? What if they don't like me? So I would ask, oh, I better not do that. And I would get this idea and I wouldn't do the idea. I wouldn't go for it because Johnny and Susie over there said, maybe you should do this. But I realized looking back how many times I shared a dream or a vision And how many times somebody shot it down and it hit my insecurities and I didn't listen. I didn't listen. I didn't do it, which led me in the same mess. So when I said, I'm out, I'm not going back to corporate, I'm going to do what I love. Guess what I did? I didn't ask anybody. I didn't share with anybody. I'd already been working on people for fun, hundreds of people. I was already having a blast. I took a leap of faith and I said, God, you and I are going to do this together. I'm not going to share. I'm going to trust and I'm going to press it. I'm going to keep making new decisions. But the new decisions to dream big are constantly opening new doors. And within the new decisions, you have to look around and say, if I truly want what I'm dreaming about, think about this for a minute. If you truly want what you're dreaming about, what has to change? Because you could sit there and pray your ass off all day. But I'm going to tell you guys, if you're not willing to change your environment, willing to change your friends, willing to change the story you have, if you're not willing to take a leap of faith and go somewhere else, no matter what everything looks like, that hand of God can't come into your life and do anything different because it's already within you. You have it. You just forgot. So what happens is you say, oh, I don't know. I like this pain. I want a healthy body. I'm dreaming of that healthy body because when I have that healthy body, I can do this, this, and this. Why not get off your couch, dance your butt off to some great music, and thank that hand of God and really connect to the physiology of your body? And say, I love the fact, thank you, God. You can say universe divine, but I'd say, thank you, God, that my body is free to move. Because if you have an ailment in your body and you're dreaming for it to leave, it's somewhere in your line. It's somewhere the reason you still have it. What's your disconnection? So when we go to dream big, most people don't hit those big dreams because they're like, oh, I don't want to lose my husband. I had to get rid of my husband. Or they say, oh, I don't know. I really like that welfare check that's coming in. I know how to function in dysfunction. Trust me, I was the queen of functioning in dysfunction. The queen. I was so riddled with fear. I had ulcers at the age of 5, diverticulitis and irritable bowel. So, I had no security in me whatsoever. And when I learned to surrender and let that go and so say, my dreams and my visions, this is what I see. But thank you, God, universe, I give this up to you because I'm giving this to you because there's something better. How many times you said there's something better? So when you step out of that, spirit says, wow, you're really willing to do something better, not run back in. You step out, you don't put your toe in that water and then run away. You can't do that. That is why a lot of people will say to me, Tracy, we do these once a month, whether you're online or in person. I do a Soul Sunday service to connect you, to clear you, to shift you. And people would say to me, when I come and I leave, I get so inspired and I feel clean and I want to go do that action. Then I go home and I share it with somebody. And or they say, I'm so used. I go to my church or whatever, and I don't feel like anything's moving. It's not moving because stop sharing. Sharing is not always caring. And then it cuts off your dreams. So it's a projection energy that when you're moving through something, you're sharing all your garbage, you're sitting at the water cooler, everybody's projecting their fears, their insecurities, and now all of a sudden you pick it up and you're like, oh, I shouldn't do that. What happens if it doesn't work out? What happens if it doesn't work out? You'll do something different because there's a different plan. But because you took the step to do something different, that dream you have will unfold. What I do today and how I do it was not the dream I had 10 years ago. It was not that dream I had 10 years ago. But my dream was not where I am now. And where the dream is that I put out into the universe now. I thought that was a big dream. When I was away, I got a message from somebody. It's like, no, that's a bigger dream. This is like, there's a bigger dream for you. And it was really this aha. I was in tears. It's a space of like a reminder. Exactly. So you're dreaming, but you're not changing. So to change a physical issue, now some things you're born with, and those things, if they're like, some people say, well, I can't change this, or I can, there's certain things that perhaps you're in this world to work through that challenge or integrate it. You integrate it. You see these beautiful souls that are laughing and joking, and they don't have arms and they don't have legs, and they're born that way, and they're spreading love. They're not sitting there going, I can't get out of my house today. Oh my God. They're not doing that. Just like I showed up in this vessel to create a dream, a vision for somebody, for myself, to make this world a better place. So when you have a dream, you got to dream big. You got to press in. You got to keep believing, but you also got to look at your environment and says, who doesn't want that? I have this interesting thing that happens in my life every time I dream big and changes need to happen. And they happen. I used to get upset. I don't get upset about them, and people don't understand. They're like, how do you not get upset when this person goes, or this has to change, or the location changes? I'm like, no, it's God's plan. I trust so much. So ask yourself, what are you so afraid of that you're not trusting? And stop living in the past. Because you'll notice now your dream state is cleaning, and it's cleaning because it wants you to have a bigger connection. That's where manifestation comes in. That's where creation comes in, is that knowing, that deep, utter knowing that life is miraculous. And all the junk from the news and all the people's fears, they keep projecting it on you. You're like, well, that's easy for her to say. No, it wasn't easy for me to say, because I didn't believe it either. I had to change. I had to keep moving and making new choices every day to get me through to my dream, and not care of the people that wanted to say nasty things and do things. Because trust me, they do. That's happens. The bigger you get, the more you're there. You hear it, you get it. People have lots of good things to say and lots of bad things to say. That is life, but you can't care. And you can't care. You can't care if it's going to flop. You got to have a plan. You got to start to write it out and say, God, show me better. Show me the next step. Show me where to go next. And when you start to ask, show me the sign. When you get a sign, don't discount it. And when you ask that person, you're so excited, like the girl with the retreat. She was so excited. And then her friend tells her all her little nonsense. Go back. You can sit on a garbage pile and connect. You do not need to be in every high vibe place that you perceive to be high vibe. High vibe is in your house. High vibe is on the street. High vibe is everywhere you go. It's an energy within you. It's an energy within you. And we get so caught up that it's this place and that place and this place and that place. It's the place where people come together and make you feel loved and supported and say, go after your dream. So your dream and your vision, and sometimes you have to alter it, which means letting people go, which means letting places change, which might mean moving across the country. But once you start to signal that you're stepping up for that dream and that vision, and you got to stop saying, well, I got to do this for this person. I had children. My kids are 25 and 22. I have kids. I had to navigate things through with them, but I didn't let it stop my dream. I didn't say, oh, you can't. Did I make a different choice? I did. One of the choices I made was that I didn't want to fully branch out until my children left the house, because I really wanted to be a present parent. So I did my business up very differently. So my dream was there still. So I want to ask you, where are you holding back on your dreams due to something in your current environment? Think about this. Who told you when you were little that you're not going to amount to anything? I was told that. I was told I wasn't smart because I didn't do well in school. You're not smart. You're not going to get anywhere. You don't have 100 degrees. You're not going to get anywhere. Really? Huh. Well, proved you all wrong. Why? Because they kept pressing in. You got to have a strong connection, guys. And that's where you always talk about the faith, the trust, know, believe. Look at those three words: trust, know, and believe. And start to look, which one are you weak in? Which one are you not strongly connected to? Which one are you choosing to really curl inside and go, I can't do this based on my financial situation, or based on my marriage, or based on my kids? No, that's an excuse. You can do it. You're choosing not to do something different. And in the spiritual world, a lot of people do that. They lean into everybody else to create their space so they don't really have to change. Well, I'm waiting for this, I'm waiting for that. You want something to move fast on the dreams in your life? Stop waiting and start acting, and say, what tool do I have? I love, with my miraculous group, I teach them tools. Which tool can you do on the fly? Where are you going out and serving others? I love it when people say to me, well, I need a job. I need a job. So go serve people. Watch the connections you will make. Go be in service. Or I want extra work. Get in service, and people start to show up and ask you, what do you need? What do you require? And perhaps that job you're looking for isn't the answer. Maybe the dream is you have something burning within you that needs to get out. Maybe you have a message that needs to get out. Maybe you have something within you that you want to share. Maybe it's creativity, art, but look at the environment. And if you haven't changed your environment in a long time, stop posting things on Facebook about, I can change. I love this one. I see it all the time. I've changed. Things are changing. And I see the energy. I'm like, nothing's changed. You're a really good Facebooker. You're a really good Instagrammer. Yeah, great. And I don't mean like influencers. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people that want to pretend they're changing, want to pretend they're shifting. We see it all over. I see it everywhere. But you're not changing the environment. You're not saying this isn't working for me, so it's time to move. It's time to move on. And I'm going to tell you, every time I create a big change or God just says, that's enough, we're wiping this out, everything hits another level. Everything goes another level. So your dreams are constantly shifting. And don't wait until one thing happens before you go after your dreams. Start doing it now, saying, what can I do today to get to my dream and my vision? I want to thank that hand of God of starting to speak into your field and imparting all the information that you can do today, that you can start taking a different action on, and to give you the courage and speak that into your body, that you can get into that expansive realm of the unlimited possibilities that are already inside you. And stop listening to what everybody else has to say, because the person that knows your dream and vision is you to your connection to the God consciousness. You to the connection to the God consciousness. I want to say that one more time. You to the connection to the God consciousness. Thank you, God. Yeah, I talk a little fast, but I do because I channel. I don't ever use scripts. I have no scripts in anything I do. People have scripts, you're not following the energy. I ask God, what's the message? That's why people come to Soul Sundays. They're like, wow, you can talk fast. I've had to slow it down. My God, let's slow it down. Because the message just goes whoop. It's like this whole massive going down those water slides. But that's you, because between my words and how I shift that energy when you're listening, I want you to step into your dream. Dream big. Dream so big that there's nothing that can stop you. And it doesn't matter what you're looking at. It doesn't matter what's happening in the world. What matters is what's going on inside. There's so much we can still talk about. I know we have Malin on the line. Zach, do we want to bring her in before we get to the bottom of the hour? Hi, Milan. Oh, did we lose her?
Well, hi, Tracy. How are you? Hi.
Good. How
Thank
are
you for having me. I'm good. How are you? I love today's topic, by the way. Thank you.
Glad.
Yeah. So my question is the energy of embarrassment, where it's been told to us, and then it kind of just stays in our field, and we do the work, but sometimes people are embarrassed of us because we're empaths, or we choose to go down a different route, and they don't know any better. But we know it's kind of like lingering that energy. That's my one question. And if I could get a boost to trust a little bit more than what I already do.
Yeah, I love these. Okay, so you're talking about external people that are embarrassed about how you act and how you be, right?
Correct. And then it stops us from living our true potential that we know is our
I'm going to
destiny.
clean this right now. This is a great question. Everybody listen. This is an incredible question. I'm so happy you called in. I have chills. Thank you, God. We're going to stop this. I want you guys to listen. Okay. You just said you're stopping yourself because people around you are embarrassed by who you are. Right?
Correct. Yeah.
So the energy, this is where you've taken on their projected energy on how they need to feel comfortable rather than you living in your truth.
Correct.
Yeah. So I've been here, and I had to make a hard choice that says, I don't care how you feel about this. I need to be into my authentic self, living with my connection to the God consciousness so I can create my dreams. Okay, that hits your heart. So when I'm going to start to pull this out, what was the first thought that came up when I said that?
It's time to go.
Yeah. Why do you care? Can I ask you why you care? I can see why you care, but so the people that are listening, why do you care?
I guess it's the imprinting of society, and mostly it's the imprinting of our family.
You got it.
Yeah.
This is where it comes from. You need to act a certain way, be a certain way. It's like, go into the corporate world and put on your little monkey suit so everybody looks at you wearing that monkey suit because that's the image you're projecting. But I can guarantee you 95% of people take off those monkey suits, you're not going to want to do business with them. You'd be like, oh my God, I don't want to do business with you. I used to see it all the time in corporate. Let me start to remove the imprints and the implants and get you so strong, thank you, God, and overriding this energy and information that you to trust. It doesn't matter what they think. Everybody in my world thought I was a weirdo when I went on this path. They're like, you're crazy. But if I didn't go on this path, I would be dead. Okay. So for you, you're putting the energy is you're allowing this energy to have the emphasis on how they want to be perceived. Do you like how they live their lives? Yes or no?
Oh, no, I wouldn't want it.
Okay. Do you want their lives?
Definitely not.
Okay, so I'm going to break the tie and the agreement and the soul fragments we're going to bring back to you that you allow them to have, because it's that projected energy that I got to pull out of the system. And what your action step after this, I'll reset it. Thank you, God, for you. What your action step after that is to really say, wow, I don't want that life. Because a lot of times what we do is when we're so afraid to jump, I see this with people in my field all the time. They're so afraid to jump to the new, they're going to hold on to that old. And those people aren't going anywhere. They're not doing anything. So it's like, I love you. You might be my family. You might be my friend, but I got to go. I'll check in with you when I got to go. And you hear what I just said? I love you, but now I got to go.
Yeah.
So what I want you to do is start to visualize and really with your dream, see it there. Just pull it in and really see it in. Anybody listening, you can do this. Just see your dream, your vision. And it may still need molding. That's okay. Don't beat yourself up. But say, you know what? I love you guys with unconditional love. I forgive myself and you. I love you with unconditional love. I forgive myself and you. You say it 3 times. I love you with unconditional love. I forgive myself and you. Now I gotta go. You look like a little bird now, ready to fly. How does that feel? How does it feel?
Feels complete, and it feels it's already done.
So you can get tested. Like I said, people will come in and they will have opinions. They will have thoughts. I was like, I don't know. I'm going. Because I'm going to tell you, if you can hold on really tight to this energy that I'm just placing in all of your fields that God just places through there, and you hold on to it, you will start to soar, because this is that space that's broken. You were still in the past here, looking in the past going, if I soar, things will change. Now they're going to feel left behind. You got to just remember, it's their journey, not your journey.
Yeah. Right.
So for you to keep pressing in, that's the trust. That's a space of, wow, this is still not looking so hot, but I'm truly thinking what I'm believing, I'm feeling. And every day, what was the new little action step? Every day, it was like, what did I do different today? And start to pull that in. But also, you're going to get a lot of different feedback you can see in your field. And it's a test to see if you're going to take it in and believe it. And I mean, like, why would you do that? Or why would you go in that direction? So what you're going to start to do is, thank you for sharing. I got to go.
Got it. Thank you.
When you say thank you for sharing, then you know the other tool, because you do body regen. The other tool is not taking that in, not to their face, but thank you for sharing, not taking that in. And start to see what you're going to notice. There's a strength coming in. The boundaries are going to get stronger. And all of a sudden you're going to start to trust more. So now you have your right there. You're living for them, not you. So let's make sure that goes. How does it feel?
It feels fantastic. Thank you.
Hold this moment. Hold this moment, because you got the whole rainbows opening up, meaning there's new blessings coming in, also meaning that there's new visions coming in, and now the actions are going to be different. So it might feel a little uncomfortable to do the different action, but you're going to see that you're going to love it.
Got it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Tracy.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Good job. Well done.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Have a great day. Lots of love.
Take care.
Dreams are yours. Visions are yours. But like we just heard, who are you holding back with? Who are you allowing to hold you back? Because I'm going to tell you, the people who've been in your world a long time, if you're not in your dreams and visions, they're not there pushing you. And if they're not growing, you're not growing. You need to keep growing. Don't get stagnant. You're going to wake up 95 going, what the heck? Keep moving, keep pushing in, and keep celebrating who you are. You know what? That's why we created Soul Sunday services. You can check it out, tracylclark.com. Come online. It's a donation-only event where we're going to clear, activate, and teach, because we all require people around us every day that are constantly shifting, each of us, because we are now in the new world. And the high vibe is in you. Remember, you can sit on the top of a garbage dump. Do not forget that, and connect. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with Michael. So we'll be right back. We are back. I always like that Zach has some good music for all of us. Like I say, you got to dance, got to move. Yeah, you probably don't even know that. The more you dance, the reason it's so good, and music, it'll connect you. Just make sure you're listening to music that makes you really happy. Don't judge it. But we're talking today about your dreams and really dreaming big and not being afraid, and how we get ourselves locked up based on what our situations look like. And I just want to take a breath for a minute, take a deep breath, and thank that Hannah God of releasing the hidden fears. The hidden fears, wherever they sit in your body, you might feel a tug, you might feel a pressure, releasing it, letting it go, shifting it out. Because when it starts to dissolve, thank you God, and liquefy out of your body, and we command it to go and we override it and really impart and speak in the joy, the body can move, the body can let go. You don't want to be like everyone else. So stop trying to be like everyone else. Because if you want to be like everyone else, like Melinda and I were just saying, I wouldn't be here if I went and followed the path like everyone else. What are you going to do? You need to get a job. I'm like, see you later. It's figured out. But I had to connect and I had to know. That's what I want to open for you, to know and close your eyes and say, I know it's happening. And it is done. And come with that conviction. And if you can't, look in your field and say, what is it? So many people are caught up. I got to remove this limiting belief and this one. And yes, we got to. But I'm going to give you a little secret. Eventually, you start living your life. And when something comes up, you notice it and you just let it go. I was doing a video for my Miraculous Academy. And that's what I said to them. I said, I had something else come up. I shared it. Let it go. I don't sit there looking at, oh, why isn't this moving? I move in my life. And then when it comes up, I let it go. So where in your life can you start living and being? And then when things come up, let them go. They're going to go instantly. And you're going to walk into a new realm of living, which is going to be a lot higher than most of society. A lot higher than most of society. All right. Thank you, God. Take that all in. I'm telling you, Spirit's been in the house this year off the charts, so you can take it all in. All right, I think, Zach, we have Madeira on the line from Calgary.
Yes, we do. Got Madeira from Canada.
Hi, Madeira.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. So I have this new opportunity that's come up, and I kind of got the sense of just run with it. Mm-hmm. And it's to create kind of a bigger vision. It's an MLM. It's with Beachbody, and it's just like becoming more of an accountability coach for fitness and fitness consulting, just to help people kind of fall in love with their body again, right? Like really lean into loving themselves,
despite whatever society tells them they should be looking like or feeling like. So really more on the positive end. And I'm really curious to know if this is a good fit for me, if it's in alignment, if it's, because it's feeling like it is, if there is a scary part to it, because I haven't put myself out there in that sense, but I feel like it's leaning into kind of a second arm to what I'm already doing in my coaching practice.
Yeah, and what I like about it, the reason you're resonating with it is because there's a whole new part of you that's actually, you can see around self-care for yourself. So how you want to show up, how you want to interact. And because when you're coaching, you're also letting them see, right, that we can't live under those imprints and programs that we had. And I like what you said about how society, because unfortunately society is still filled with judgments, right? Versus, hey, pretty awesome just how we show up. So the resonance that you're feeling is that you actually look like you want to step more into how this is speaking to your body and how you want to transition your life and really anchor that in on a beautiful soul level. So what it can do is pull that in more, and it actually does, it complements very much with what you're doing. It really does. It's just, you have to make sure your messages are very clear. So if you're going to put it under one umbrella, or it's showing right now not kind of under one umbrella, you got one page here and one page here, but it can go under one umbrella eventually.
Yeah, right now, like, it's going to be, my other coaching is specifically with, like, people that I'm bringing in from BNI and that side, so more of the business side. And this is more, because I work out anyways, I post, hey, I'm doing this workout, so this is like a different aspect of it. So it's just another branch.
This branch, what looks good for you is it's so incorporated with your life, which will actually stimulate the other branch even more, because what happens is you're actually living it, doing it every day, and you're really, you can see, you get more excited. You're seeing more of your transformation, you're sharing it, and then people are like, well, wait a minute here, what's happening? So your heart is such in service. Like, you are like the service queen. I totally love this about you. You're like, how can I really help somebody? But there is going to be a crossover. You're going to find that even though you can help them really be empowered and love their body, there's these other aspects, as you know, this is why you're drawn to, that you have over here already in that other camp, that you'd be like, we got to work on this. And they're like, oh yeah, I guess I kind of do. And this is, I like it because you're also going to be teaching far beyond what just that program sort of entails. Like, it's, you get it, but you're more advanced spiritually than what that program is. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's funny because I was having this conversation with some of the other coaches because I just started, and I said I want to incorporate doing like my accountability program once they've started, because that will help them branch out further into their own. And it's funny because I'm getting goosebumps as I'm saying this. So thank you, God.
So this is the dream big. This is where I want to I'm going to adjust and strengthen the energy on every level and layer of dreaming big. So now, even though you have their platform, you're going to start to get all those dreams and visions you have are going to start to expand, and like, I'm going to incorporate this. I'm going to try this. When you get that, write it down. Even if you don't do it right away, because you already get a lot of messages, but you can see there's going to be a lot more coming through, and start pushing them in. You'll know right away. And I've done this where I got that message and it worked for a little bit, but then my energy changed and I had to stop doing that. You're doing a similar thing. You're going to move, and then your energy is going to shift again. And then you're going to go, I need to change this and incorporate something different.
Yeah, okay. And one last question. I know I've spoken to you about this before, about the money that was owed back to me from that client, or the person that I had spent money with, and they're trying to refund. And they're kind of doing the, yes, we're going to do it. I kind of want to just release, like, I feel like a slight part of me is still stuck on, hey, so I want to let it go because I know it's coming back. I've already had one client sign up, pay me in full for my 3-month accountability program, and another client's probably going to sign up. So I kind of want to let it go because I feel like that might be hindering me a little bit.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was saying that the energy really shifted this year for that to quite a few people. I'm like, let go of the past. Thank you, God. Let's bring it back. I said this literally yesterday to someone. I said, you know, I had a lot of people that owed me money. I had a very similar vibe going on there years ago. And a lot of people that had taken money you lend, they're, oh, I'm going to get back. And I realized, okay, I'm not lending any, but even work that you would do for them, and then they just would find ways not to pay you or do whatever. I actually, what it is, like, okay, God, I'm going to give this up to you. This is an anchor. It's holding me back, right? So we're going to start to disconnect you as we talk. As soon as I did that, I can tell you all that money came back to me tenfold in so many different ways that it was crazy. So you're right. So if you're ready, we can cut the anchor. However, we're going to still do is connect to their higher selves, bring back your soul fragment that they took from you. We're going to connect to the higher self and speak into that it's like it's a weight on them, that at some point they have to get that space of either they got to call you and pay it back and settle it up, or we're going to just push over here, though, focusing forward to bring more clients in to wipe that out. But they will still have I have to say it because they're saying to say it. They're still going to have a karmic tie that they have to deal with, but you're free, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yep, that's fine.
Okay, you're ready. Then let's clean it. I'm going to just strengthen that. Thank you, God. We're going to remove the rest of those energies of interference. We're going to push you forward, take the two businesses separate and then also together so you can merge them, but then put them together when you're ready. But they'll still have an energy that'll cross them over so you can go back and forth. And then you can see this is actually, this is your foundation you've laid. It's there. So this is nice. Now you get to build. This is your
awesome. Thank you. Yeah, no, I feel really good. I'm really excited on where things are going. And normally I was hesitant, but I'm like, no, let me tune in. And I used my pendulum and it said, yeah, go for it. Yeah, and it all lined up. So I'm super excited.
There's more coming, so hang on.
Yeah, I will take that. Thank you so much, Tracy.
So much love. You know what? Keep building your dreams, guys. Keep going, keep expanding. Just like, thank you, God. I am taking all of my dreams and I'm moving, and no one's going to step in my way. You got to get that conviction. No one's going to step in the way. No one whatsoever. All right, Zach, we have Jennifer on the line. Oh, did we lose her?
Jennifer from Canada. You're on the Tracy L Clark Show.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Tracy.
Hello.
Thanks for being on your show again. Thank you.
Anytime.
You know, I'm in the process of restoration right now. Mm-hmm. But during the process of restoration, I'm kind of envisioning what my next steps are. Yeah. So someone in the group had told me that they saw me going on a big new venture, positive one, which I'm going to take. But they saw me also doing courses and all that to take me to the next level. But here it is, Tracy. I don't have an idea what that is, and I think I'm all coursed out now. I've been going to school for at least how many years, and I don't really want to go back to school. I don't know if I want to put that block in there because I don't think that the amount of money that I've invested in my education has not really gave me the return I was looking for. So I don't know if that's a block for me in going forward to whatever this new thing is. I have no clue.
Yeah, it's interesting because I agree with you. You don't really need any more courses. Your connection is going to be your strength, right? And your own inner knowing is your strength. There's a lot of stuff, and it's interesting because as things are shifting, it also really looks like there's another space out of your day-to-day, but you know how more on it keeps coming up for you, like that investing, that real estate, that space that you already have so much knowledge in, that there's information that I see you getting out. And I know people might say to you, oh, but you're going to be an advocate here and there. I actually, because you're so heart-centered and you're not full of crap like so many of these people are, it's just a fact. I'm sorry, guys. But because your heart's you really want people to understand truth and values and investing in that space. And especially seems like a lot of women, like they really want to learn more, right? So there's this place here that we can start to open. You already have all the knowledge. You already have all the wisdom. And behind that, you have a lot of knowledge of helping people to understand how to get through a transition, especially financially, and how to move through that, but also to empower them and uplift them. When I always look at your field of where that's going, it's like combining all of this energy and then taking that out into the world. And some people say, how do I start that? I'm like, sometimes it's like a meetup. Like my first meetup, I think there was like one person or two people there, like all those years ago, and now it's like, how? But the thing is, you're in the Miraculous Academy. You have a community that would say, hey, I'd love to be there. How can you help? Like, this is one thing we love about the community. It's like, we can help you build that more, right? You can help you push that through. But I see you more in that service. And that's where your energy more goes to, because you have such a heart center. It's like, you're able to see what other people can't see. Do you know what that means when I say that?
I can see through the fluff.
Yeah, well, you're
able
that
what
to
you
see,
mean?
Yeah, you're able, when someone comes to you, you have a gift, and this is a gift, and I know it's rare because when you're clean, people don't realize this. You're able to see a different perception for them and a different perspective. And you don't have to sugarcoat it. You just say, look at it from this way, which they never thought of. So when it comes to, changing things in their life and becoming more empowered, because especially, unfortunately, most women's, this, stay in relationships because they're not empowered on their investing or their knowledge or their decisions. And that empowerment isn't just about money. It's the empowerment within. So they stay, right? A lot of people stay for that reason.
Yeah, I did, but then I broke that cycle.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, but that's interesting to know. And you know what? My gut feeling had actually told me that's probably where I would evolve to in the investment part, but then I kind of put it to the back of my mind. So thank you for kind of opening that up. Even though it may not happen today.
Huge. Like, keep dreaming. What does that look like? Spend some time in your bed, in your chair, going, wow, God, what could this look like? What are the possibilities? And just start to visualize it or feel it, and then start to write it down. And then it's going to morph. It's going to change. A lot of times when people are dreaming and they have something come in and they have these big visions, they're trying to look at what the end goal is. And I'm like, you got to get out of the end goal, because it's always going to be changing. Get to where is the start, and then where can you go to the next step, and the next step, and the next step. And that's where God comes in and just keeps opening the doors. So, right. I had a goal of seeing just people one-on-one. And then when I was seeing 30 people a week, booking 8 months out, I'm like, I don't really like this anymore. Come on, God, we need something different, right? And then it started to shift again. So take that energy. I'm going to change your foundation, because this time you have is to start building the dream and start going, wow. And what you're going to notice in your solar plexus, you can see it. It's like this fire starting to lift up, and you're like, oh, and it's joy. It's joy. It's like, wow, you got.
I take that.
Yeah, joy.
I take that.
Yeah, take it all. That's living.
I'll take that.
How does that feel?
Feels great. Feels light. Feels great.
I love it. So now,
well,
I want you to go dream build that.
Yes, I'll dream build it. And thank you, Tracy, and not only to Tracy, just letting all the listeners out there, the Miraculous Academy is well worth it. Invest in yourself. It's a great community. I'm living testimonial of that. We're a good, heart-centered community, so check it out. Thanks, Tracy.
I love you. Have an incredible day.
You too.
I love you. Keep building your dreams. Okay, we have a couple minutes left, so we can bring Michael on. He came back really quickly, and let's see if we can get to him before we are at the top of the hour. Stay focused on what your dream and vision is, because as we're shifting the energy, you get it too. All right, Zach, we have Michael.
Michael from Calgary, you are on the Tracy L. Clark Show.
Hello.
Hi, Michael.
Hello. Hi, Tracy.
Hello.
How are you?
What's your question today?
So the area that I've been working on lately is, I noticed, especially when I was working on my eyes, it looks like there's, I'm having a hard time seeing clarity, because everything I see in my surroundings is stuff that hasn't been changing for a long time. And as you know, I went through a lot of shifts last year, so I sort of have all these expectations of things that are supposed to show up. So what I'm not clear on is if there's something I'm not doing that I should be doing, or if I just have to wait for something to unfold that's in divine timing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. First, we got to remove the expectations. When we have expectations, it literally kibosh our dreams. And kibosh is where we're going.
Yeah.
So I'm going to thank that hand of God of removing expectations. And so something else I said to somebody the other day on the weekend, I said, when you have the expectations, what happens is you end up creating blockages, because really the only person that keeps moving through your life is you, but we expect this person to do this or God to show up this. And it's like, you got to remember, sometimes the things we've planted, the energy that we're moving towards, what's happened is maybe, John over there and Frank over there and Shelly over there, they need to line up to make that dream and vision start to go more in your way. So sometimes it's a little bit of a waiting game. So you have a little bit of that going. Yeah. It also shows for you you've been stepping into a lot more of your joy, your music, all this great stuff, even on different levels. So I'm going to adjust that more. But it also shows, and you're going to have to figure what this is. I'm going to tell you exactly. It's very clear. You need to spend a good 15 or 20 minutes a day completely letting go, having fun. Like I said at the top of the hour, go dance your butt off to music or something that makes you so happy. 20 minutes a day.
I can relate to that, yeah. 15, 20 minutes, that's about right, yeah, because I spend so much time doing work, and like I'll come home from school and I'll do my work because I'm used to having that done first so I can go enjoy myself, which is a pattern I realize I need to break off. And then I have only so much time left, so then I'll go and I'll start creating, like I'll practice or I'll do charts for music or something like that, or research something that I'm interested in, because I feel like I don't have the amount of time to have joy, so I'd rather be planning for the future for things that I would like to do. So I think that's probably where I lose that fun time without having to, necessarily do something productive, just have fun. So that's
amen, because here's the place. That 20 minutes of joy and completely letting go is where you go into the letting go, and you're just get into the energy of, wow, this vision is here. This vision is done. The energy will become like a magnet. So a lot of people think that it's like, I got to work hard and I got to focus on this and I got to say all my mantras and ground. I'm like, oh my God, people, we are in a new energy that is so old. It's going to take you the next 50 years. So if you want to sit there, but when you start to hit this vibe where you're playing and you're laughing and you're feeling it, that it's here, it's moving, spirit will come through to the body. I can see it with you. It starts to come through, and it's just like this huge energy burst, which then becomes a magnet to pull in things a lot quicker than what you could imagine. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
And then your eyes will lighten up. I will let everybody know, a lot of people are having different eye adjustments. I know I did with my right eye as well. It's because things are changing and shifting really quickly, and it took me a little bit to recalibrate. I always ask my eyes to rebalance as I hold my fingers, because your energy of your body will talk. But a lot of people, their eyes are shifting because the energy is changing so quickly. So we're doing this big recalibration on the planet, the way things are happening right now, like the big division with people that are not aware and awake and haven't woken up, and they're going to really have a rough time to the people that have. So there's a lot of energy settling out, but it really looks like by the next couple of weeks as well, there's going to be another boost up, which things should start to settle out of the body. And also do a scan around your environment all the time, like what needs to change, what needs to go out. Sometimes objects in our own rooms can create problems with our eyes.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. That's why it's good to purge on a regular basis. Yeah, very good.
Yeah, I've been doing that.
Yeah, it's
okay. Thank you, Tracy.
All right, thank you, Michael. Let me know how you're doing. Okay.
All right. Thanks. Have a good day.
Lots of love. You too. I love that we're here every week, just being able to shift you and inspire you. But when somebody's talking, just focus on what is it that you're looking to bring in? What is it you're looking to create? Then look around your environment and say, what is it that needs to change here? Do not let the fear hold you back. The fear is the space that'll get you every time. And I know it well. I was so afraid to jump and jump and jump. I was, like I said, I had an ulcer at 5. I was afraid of the whole world. I was afraid to go outside. Maybe that was because after I was kidnapped when I was 5, I was really afraid to go outside. But guess what? There's stories of things that just made you a better person. Don't let those things that happened to you in the past affect what's moving forward for your dreams and your visions. I really hope you will come and see us at Soul Sundays. The next one's February 16th, online or in person. Why? Because it's time to change services. It's time to bring people back to the God consciousness, into the Christ consciousness, and having those clearings, those teachings, those shiftings, those activations that work for you. And it's time for you to really take charge of your life. So we're going to be doing them differently. A lot of fun. And I promise you, if you can let go of those fears and just a little bit each day, say, what is it? What is it that I can do different today? And it will feel a little bit of anxiety, and you will feel a little bit of, oh my gosh, am I going to fit in? We all have it. But trust me, when you jump, it's going to be amazing. A lot of you know I was just in Hollywood, and I had that same little feeling. I was like, oh my gosh. But I'm going to tell you, once I got in, it was miraculous. And I want to pass that on to you. May that hand of God bless you. Show up in your life. Keep pushing in and pressing in. Trust, know, believe. Your dream and your vision is there waiting for you to do something different. Have an incredible week, everybody. Check us out, tracylclark.com. Come on the road with a community of love. And I'm going to see you right here, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific, for another episode where you and I will continue to step in the glory realm. See you next week.